And obviously, as you saw from the pitch, there's a lot of passion in it. Just hope it converts onto the rugby field now.
Callum Bruce, the leading point scorer in the competition, 3 tries and 15 goals. Sheehan, Daniel Alanahu.
Conservative start from the Aussie A there, Ken. Great chase through from Hoani. McDonald forced a kick in a great attacking position for the New Zealand Māori.
Chiefs to throw. Filippo at 2. Pinches a couple metres over the advantage line. Now Bruce, cut-out ball in midfield. Another cut-out ball out wide. Paku. Wepu. Bruce to the line. Jacob Allison. Working hard to commit defenders in midfield from Australia, eh? 25 out. Wepu has a look down the blind. Waldrum. Wepu for Sweeney.
Taking the man without the ball. Number 4.
Well, an outstanding start, Ken. Wrecked a little bit by Ross Filippo coming through. Probably didn't need to do that. The ball was at the back of the ruck. But I mentioned to Manatahu before the game, defensively as a backline, as we see Dwayne Sweeney going here, but it wasn't Tahu that was caught out, it was Digby Ione, and that will put a smile on the back coach, Milton Haig of the New Zealand Māoris. If Ione's going to come out of line like that and create opportunities out wide, it won't be long before the Māoris really take full toll of that, so it'll be good for the New Zealand Māoris to see how Ione defended them.
Bomb. Sweeney came forward, didn't get it, knocked back on the Australian side. Now Halanahu, Sheehan, a little grubber along the ground.
It's a bit of an edgy start from Australia, eh? I would have expected it from New Zealand Māori, but New Zealand Māori have come out confident with ball in hand. Australia, they've put a couple of what I'd say were relatively poor kicks up. And as we see there, I think it was Halangar who put the ball through and just kicked it straight out. So an edgy start from Australia, eh?
No much.
Not going back. Goal scrum.
Ronnie McDonald. Not able to get that ball clean. As you would imagine in Australia, they're in a very positive frame of mind, the performance of the Wallabies. Last night's win against France, they had 5 players that have appeared for Australia A in the Pacific Nations Cup. Stephen Hoyles, Lockie Turner, Hugh McMenamin, who's listed on the bench today, Dean Munn and Ben Alexander. And several players in their lineup today with Test experience. Wepu with a bit of hustle at the back of the scrum. Halanahu. Sheehan with a little show and go, taken just over the advantage line by Callum Bruce. Australia A just trying to turn New Zealand Māori around, and they do that.
Well, it started from a good scrum from New Zealand Māori, Ken. Put pressure on, and a name familiar to a lot of New Zealand Cup watchers, Sekope Kepu, in the front row for Aussie A, and that's where the Māoris will have a go. And as you can see, the Australians, they're very keen on getting territory and getting down and putting pressure on New Zealand Māori.
Beautiful day in Sydney. Melmonch looking for Filippo at 2, it's untidy. Ball went forward. Nahu with a flat ball. Offloads in the tackle. Now Turanui gets on the outside. A cut-out ball on the left-hand side for Ioane. Spins around, short. Good work from Australia A. Good use of the ball.
They came off a lost line out from New Zealand Māori. Looked like they had it. Ross Filippo dropped it. And then a good attack wide. And you'd have to say great scrambling defence. Shannon Paku and Dwayne Sweeney and Tamari Allison. And they just held Ione up there. Came off a loose throw from New Zealand Māori. You can't afford to put yourself under pressure in those positions.
Sheehan.
Coach! Touch! Balls and gate! Hold! Feet in scrum half.
Another good scrum.
Right black.
Australia A. Kipu, Hardman and Shepherdson. Shepherdson 8 tests, Hardman 4 tests. Not long careers in the Wallaby jerseys, but enough to let them know that they've been exposed at a high level, put pressure on Allison, de Melmunch and May.
It's long been an Achilles' heels with Australia, isn't it? The scrum. And watch the Māoris put pressure on them again, push it to the sideline. Got the wheel on them already. Great scrum.
Untidy Australia in off a scrum. They're not able to get control, and good distribution at the back, good pressure from New Zealand Māori.
Yep, Donnie Stevenson will be very happy, the Māori forward coach. They know they've got the wood on the Australian scrum, so it could be a long day for Brett Sheehan at the back of the Australian scrum, because it's not going to be tidy or easy.
Let's go.
Melmunch going long, it's untidy, it's knocked forward off Thomas Waldron.
Knock on.
Again, 2 throws in a row now. New Zealand Māori in there deep in their 22. And just a miscommunication there. Thomas Waldron probably had time to gather that in on the full, but didn't react quick enough. And again, New Zealand Māori under pressure, so they're going to have to
just wait for the
back
ball
their scrum again.
You push, gentlemen. Right, boys. Let's go.
Great attacking position. There's room on the short side if they want to go there. Room on the long side as well. Who's going to get called for offside. There's the advantage. Halanahu to the line. Cut out ball for Turanui. Inside for Tamanatahu. Puts the right foot step on. Spins in the tackle. Gets the ball down. Some hint of a forward pass. But no call from the referee, Tamanatahu. He really has found his feet in this Pacific Nations Cup after only 3 games in the Super 14 before injury. And he has been a standout in this competition.
Well, Ken, this came about from probably not the best of passes. Turned Turanui around. He wasn't sure who was going to get it. And then Callum Bruce dropped off on the inside. He stopped coming across, which allowed Tamanatahu the hole. So it wasn't an overly flash move from Australia. It was probably not the best of passes, but Callum Bruce dropped off. And Tamari Allison held as well, sorry. So both Allison and Bruce left a hole on the inside, and Turanui was smart enough to pop it into Tahu, who was quick enough and strong enough to finish it off.
Frustration from Tahu early in the Super 14. Daniel Halanahu, born in Newcastle, went to King's School, now part of the Waratahs program. And with the Sydney University Club, he was MVP in the last 2 Sydney Grand Finals, Halanahu. So he's been a young man with a line under his surname for a few years now, and he makes good with the conversion.
And I'll come back to 2 throws in the 22. Ken, deep in the 22, both New Zealand Māori throws, both. One was poorly thrown and one was overthrown. It created momentum and pressure. So really the Māoris have got themselves and their line out to blame for being 7-0 down.
Bruce going long, trying to get some field position. Houston. Australia A through Mark Gerard today, playing on the wing, but a very accomplished fullback and centre as well. Gerard versatile and got a good kicking game, so they've got more than one option.
And he's shaking his head. He didn't get that long enough. I mean, you know, as coaches, you want this to go down long, not give an attacking base. But again, they're probably backing themselves against the Māori lineup.
So Hawani McDonald off the top, good direct running. Stolen by Australia 8. And they try to turn New Zealand Māori around. They've sent them back into their own 22. Sweeney.
Get onside, Black, get onside.
Sheehan now for Drew Mitchell. He puts one down the other side, doesn't find touch. Paku.
Get onside, Edge. Get onside.
Mark Gerard.
A bit of aerial ping pong there. Came about from a good Māori line out. Lovely line and running from Jose Aguirre, but he got isolated, and Salvi did a very good job with the turnover. Off the back of the line out, and then it became a kicking competition. And I guess you could say the Aussies just won it.
To Melmonch. McDonald. Into midfield. Straight away for Tamati Ellison. Gets the ball out in a tackle. Jason Carwell, he's been in good form. Wepu with a flat ball for Filippo. Cut out ball for Jose Aguirre. Comes in off the left foot. Big and strong Jose Aguirre, now Wepu. Callum Bruce with a gap. He's got support on the outside and the inside. McDonald can't take it.
Captain.
Well,
Captain.
the New Zealand Māori,
Captain.
they've found holes at the back of the Australian line out twice now.
Tell the number 9 not to referee the game for me, okay? Good. Knock on here.
The referee saying that Piri Weepu's reffing the game. That's hard to believe, Ken. But a lovely break here from Callum Bruce, and Hawani McDonald was coming inside. It probably didn't need the fancy pass, it just needed the normal pass, and Hawani McDonald, although he was covered, would have kept the momentum going. But it's showing that good set piece, good line from Tamati Ellison, and they can play the game on the front foot and holes will appear.
Hey, the standing, just be careful when you're ready standing, okay?
I think we're headed towards quite a high-scoring game. Quality players on display on both sides with the ability. Australia A enjoying a pretty healthy advantage territory-wise. They're in possession and they lead on the scoreboard 7-0, so it's all going well in the stats department. A lot of those graphics we've shown you all in favour of Australia.
Coach! Touch! Forward, engage, hold! Fit in.
Get some work at the scrum. New Zealand Māori trying very hard to make easy clearance and easy distribution a difficult thing for Sheehan.
Yeah, that's a better clearing kick from Mark Gerard, but the Māoris, you'll be pleased. They're scrum, they're doing whatever they want with the Australian 8 at the moment, scrum time. It's in this situation, they've had two very good lineouts. Hopefully they keep this lineout simple and quick.
Good Melmonch, beaten in the air by Kimlin. And straight away they go wide. Mitchell, Ioane can't get the ball cleanly the first time. Tamati Ellison with the tackle.
Happy that? We're fine.
Sheehan.
Out now. All in touch.
Good refereeing there from Paul Abu. He was unsighted on whether Ioane knocked that ball forward. Left the call to the touch judge who had a better look at it. And that ball...
I guess it's hard when you're facing your own try line, but it looked to me like it snuck a wee bit forward. But
I've seen those called forward, and on that occasion let go. Melmonch looking for McDonald off the top. Waldron off a short ball from Wepu. Angling in back towards the line out. trying to drag Australian A forwards away from the New Zealand Māori backs. Bruce with an inside ball, good defence. Aggressive defence from Australia, eh? Wepu. Flat ball. Paku.
He's got Digby Ione here. Though he was a tackler, I don't think he ever got back up on his feet to play the ball. Came up with the ball. But there's little glimpses around that ruck area of a game that could really suit Piri Wepu. And once they go that first wave, the Māoris, the Australians are very slow at marking up around the ruck area, and hopefully Piri Wepu can see that, because it's a game made for him if he wants to have dabs and little runs around the ruck area.
Melmonch looking for Filippo, that time over the back. Halanahu inside his own 20.
It's becoming a little concern now with the throws with the Māoris. It's 3 now, maybe 4 that they've lost. And the Australians will be quite happy just to kick the ball out and attack the New Zealand Māori line out. So maybe they need to just go a bit shorter, put a few drives in rather than trying the longer throws.
Beaten again from their own throat. Australia 8. So want to turn the Māori around. Huzagia. He had a good battle with Mark Gerard today, Huzagia. Wepu with the tap. Waldron loses the ball forward.
Not 10.
Your mark now is on halfway.
Thought I heard
You mark halfway.
Wepu's voice say to the referee, not 10, and then he's blown his whistle.
Number 7,
he said not 10.
and not 10.
Doing what all halfbacks do.
He was told not to ref the game anymore. Wouldn't be a Wellingtonian thing not to listen to officials, would it?
Halfback, the little man's thing.
But I think the Māoris just got to be careful. They're getting into that game of trying the miracle passes, you know. Rugby's a game of patience. They just need to build and build. The holes will come. We saw there Thomas Waldron. All he needed to do was set that, go off it again, but he tried the miracle ball. And luckily enough, the Australians went back 10 metres, but it's just a case of patience.
To Melmonch. Again, it's untidy. Going long, Halanahu with a touch of class. Filippo looked like he'd lost the ball forward, but there's no call from the officials. Wepu. Long, flat ball, Huzagia. Again, the ball is untidy. Dwayne Sweeney offloads quickly for Thomas Waldron, goes forward.
It's almost a comedy of errors, Ken. And again, I don't know why the New Zealand Māori are persisting with throwing the ball long in the line out. They just got to get settled, just throw it to the front, take your medicine, drive, do whatever. But you know, and it seems to be creeping into the rest of their game. They're hurrying, they're worried, they're getting sort of pressured into making little mistakes.
Yeah, mark on the line. Here. Sorry.
Just got to get themselves a bit of composure now. The messages should be coming on to just relax, get some composure.
Sorry. Come closer, Black. That's the mark. Good. Let's go.
Good position for New Zealand Māori.
Touch, pause, engage, hold.
Bruce. Ellison with a second man play. And the Australian defence drift onto it. Now Latimer. Kawa would need to win some support. The ball's been turned over. Sheehan. With a little chip and chase. And continued on again. Now another grubber. Australia A on the front foot. Digby Ioane can't get it clean. But they will get the throw at the line out.
I'll have to have a look at that again. I think Shannon Paku lost that in the sun. He seemed to have it covered and then shied away, but just at the moment, the Australians are getting quicker to the ruck area. Here it is here. Again, just a bit of comedy in this one here. I'm not sure if Shannon Paku lost it in the sun. He seemed to turn his back and get caught a bit short by that, which to me suggests he was looking straight into the sun, and just the ball retention. The ball's a bit loose from both sides at the moment. And we see it again.
Australia won 4 line-outs against the throw. Putting pressure on New Zealand Māori, not able to launch any form of attack from their line-out. So some thinking to do in that department.
Black at the back, open up. Black at the back, open up.
There's also been a few handling errors here, showing that neither side's really looking after their possession.
Kimlin. Line-out win number 4 for him. He's been busy. Had a wonderful tournament as well, Peter Kimlin.
Honestly don't know what happened there, Ken. Piri Wepu and Shannon Paku must have thought it was going out. I think you've just got to be very, very careful and play to what's happening, and both of them switched off a bit there and the ball stayed in. Dangerous, dangerous times to use that mindset in any ball and play.
Don't come around, don't support the prop. Cuts! Cuts! Engage! Hold!
Momentum coming from New Zealand Māori. Sheehan with a quick tap. Hardman playing halfback, using their big men. Advance the ball up over the advantage line. Now the pick and go from Julian Salvi.
I think he's got him for holding onto the ball. It'll be interesting to see if he wasn't held while he was crawling along here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes and no. The Māoris will take it.
Julian Salvi, former captain of the Australian secondary school team, part of the Brumbies program. Through the grades. Melmoch going to the front this time.
Double lock on, sorry, black scrum.
To be some confusion. Wepu looked like he was looking for Callum Bruce. Like a forward got in between late.
Here's a mark, Joe.
He's given New Zealand Māori the scrum, so there must have been a deflection somewhere in that pass from Wepu to Callum Bruce. Looked like it went straight to ground. I thought it just wasn't an overly great pass, but obviously an Australian hand got to it.
Bruce goes to the line himself. Salvi with a good ball and all tackle. Here's Jose Aguirre. They recognise the threat that Jose Aguirre is. He's been the form winger in this tournament. Hasn't had much room in this opening 23 minutes, and is an example probably of the work they've done on him. A 4-man tackle to force Jose Aguirre over.
There's a great tackle from Brett Sheehan here. He got under the rib cage, under Jose Aguirre's armpit, and just drove him back. There was nowhere Jose Aguirre was going to go, bar backwards. He tried to get rid of the ball. I think it'll be a knock-on.
Brett Sheehan, intended by Dr. Sharon Flayhive, Waratah's doctor, Wallaby doctor, been in the elite football for many years. Sharon. Sheehan with that injury. Another player with a strong rugby league background, time at the Broncos, Northern Eagles and the South Sydney Rabbits. Out of St Joseph's College, part of the Waratahs program. Now had a leg injury which interrupted his football when he came out of school. And he's been very solid in 2008, Brett Sheehan. Already played one test.
I just think both sides aren't taking care of the ball at the moment. The side that holds on to it for 2, 3, 4 phases is showing that they're going to create something, but neither side seem capable at the moment. Been a few handling errors early on in this game.
So Sheehan, Halanahu to Manatahu, pushes off one defender, goes to the ground and the tackle of 2 others. Sheehan can't hold the ball.
Yeah, I think he's got Thomas Waldrum. It'll be interesting to see this replay. Tahu, strong, powerful bloke. Tommy Ellison doesn't get pushed off very often. Cullen Bruce took the gamble to fly there. Tommy Ellison just took a while to get with him. And then I think he's got Thomas Waldrum for diving over and slapping the ball out of Sheehan's hands, which is illegal at ruck time.
So Australia A will have a set play from here. In good field position on the right-hand side of the park. Hardman goes long. This time Latimer wins. So New Zealand Māori finally put some pressure on the Australian line out. Callum Bruce. To Mitchell. Ioane. Sheehan waits. Back down the left they go. Gerard bumps off Carwell. Just Julian Salvi gets the ball and 2 defenders. Sheehan, Halanahu. Couple of decoy runners. Houston.
Number 7, not trotting away.
So it's Tanadau Latimer not rolling away after making the tackle.
I think even before this, Ken, here, watch this here. That to me is obstruction. It's no problem passing the ball behind that first man and giving it to someone outside him, but once you get the ball behind him and run behind him, to me that's obstruction. That should have been a penalty to New Zealand Māori. Aussie A got away with it.
Sean Hardman.
Go, make sure you make up your mind and don't delay the line out, okay? From the line.
Queensland Reds, 105 kilos, a very strong runner, has had a good tournament as well.
That's fine.
And Hoani McDonald, second consecutive Australian line-out, won by New Zealand Māori. Wepu. The dusty pass, Tamati Ellison under some pressure. Wepu keen to get on with it. Those defenders are inside the 10. So he does well, the halfback, then offloads the ball. Good work from Messam. And Sweeney, numbers out to the right-hand side. Waldron, Carwell, Sweeney, Paku. A stop and a start to Manatahu with the tackle. To Melmonch. Strong run from the hooker. Wepu. Callum Bruce inside for Filippo. Spins in the tackle. Australia got numbers there first. All rights to the ball.
Yeah, Ross Filippo got isolated there. We ran a good line. New Zealand Māori just weren't quick enough on him. Smart play from Piriwepu. I guess there was a little bit of guilt in there to tap and go here after he'd thrown a pretty shocking pass to Callum Bruce. But it's set up in line, and then as the Māori came back the other way, just 2 passes were poor behind, otherwise they could have set themselves free. Pass ended up behind Shannon Paku. He did very well to regain some momentum. as I said, Ross Filippo ran a very good line, but was just isolated.
Sheehan now, Halanahu. Second man play for Tahu, goes direct. It's a tough proposition for the first line of defence to Mana Tahu. Sheehan waits. Short ball. Very direct rugby, using their big men, Australia 8. Now they go wide. Gerard at first receiver. Goes to the ground at the left side through Julian Salvi. Sheehan with a pick and go. Steps out of one tackle.
Off your feet, Gold. Number 15, just going off your feet. Stay up, number 15.
Well, good defence, New Zealand Māori. Australia were patient. They threw everything at them. The Māori defence held. Tanura Latimer. Ross Filippo had a big hand on that defensive line. You see him there, Jason Carwell. And he's just got the first man. I think that was Tiranui. They called bridging over the ball. He fell down, hence the penalty to New Zealand Māori.
Bench, stretch their legs. De Melmonch. It's long. McDonald.
Not straight, not straight. What do you want, Gold?
I'm not going to say it again.
Scrum.
Stop me saying it. Well, that's been about 5 throwing long, 5 lineouts given to Aussie A. I think at that point in time, just get it in to the front. Be comfortable getting the ball, because in the end,
Keep it up, keep it up.
this will tell.
Make sure it's up, okay? Close!
Australia A, just the one try. They've been quite dominant. Territory. Now they get called a free kick for an early push.
10 please. Early push.
Wepu with the tap and the midfield bomb. Lost forward.
Offside. Bring the ball offside.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those penalties. Luani knocked it on. I think it was Mitchell in front of him, was it? Yeah.
Sorry, go.
Oh, no. There's nothing you can do. I think that's Salvi. There's nothing you can do about that. You're standing there, just reaction to catch the ball. It is a penalty. The Māori scrum will be very, very pleased. I mentioned Sekope Kepu. In New Zealand, he's not the strongest of scrummages. And the loosehead sides where all the pressure's coming. Ben May and Ala de Malmonch, two very, very big scrummages. And they're putting a massive amount of pressure on Kepu.
3 tries and 15 goals for his 50 points. Callum Bruce, the leading point scorer in the competition. Australia A, of course, with the best attack in the competition by a long shot with a points differential of 146. Well, you add the 7, they've already scored 153 in the competition so far. Let's do it near for Callum Bruce. Came over on Wednesday afternoon to Sydney from New Zealand. New Zealand Māori caught the 3rd and deciding State of Origin game at Homebush Stadium just down the road. It's a long restart for Australia 8, who are enjoying advantage at territory and in possession. Wepu.
Lovely kick, smart kick, Callum Bruce. Pressure down now. New Zealand Māori's turn to have a real go at the Australian A line out. Pressure on Hardman to make sure the throw's right here. Aussie A's shortened it.
So short line out from Australia A, 5-man line out. Hardman goes long, beaten in the air by McDonald. Now Ben May. That was a good set-up run from May, but clearance was untidy. New Zealand Māori need a halfback. Wepu gets himself up off the ground. Jacob Ellison gets away from the tackle of Sheehan. Throws the ball back. Latimer!
Oh, yes, well
into
done.
a hole. Nice short ball. Brilliantly timed. It looked a bit messy, but then Latimer turned up at the right time and Wepu delivered the pass.
Real clever play here, Ken, from Piri Wepu and Jacob Ellison. They didn't try the pick and go. Wepu saw there was a little hole outside, that Ellison was on a smaller man. That's the end of his run there. And then Tonerau Latimer, and you could see all the Australian forwards around the ruck were all looking in. Tonerau Latimer actually thought the ref's whistle had gone. He didn't think he was over. He was looking for the whistle right here. He's thinking, gee, that was easy. How did I score that? But that came about from real clever play from Wepu and Ellison in the ruck before. They found holes in the Aussie defence. Great try.
One thing to run a good line, Shane, isn't it? It's another thing for the ball to arrive at the right time.
Yeah, Piri Wepu twice through that, and the boys, they just ran about 2 or 3 players off the ruck, you know, and as we saw, it was a real telling shot there. 3 or 4 of the Aussie forwards, defending forwards, were looking at the ruck. They weren't looking at where Latimer was coming from, so well done. Good try. Came about from great pressure from Hawani McDonald in that shortened line out. So well done, the line out. I've been giving them a bit of stick, but they've come back.
So 35 gone. Both teams 4 wins and no losses. And 7-all. Jacob Ellison. Running down that 5-metre lane, not a lot of room. Wepu comes open, back to blind, gets away from a couple, bounces off. Gee, strong Wepu. Gets them over the advantage line. Demelmunch plays halfback. Coach Howard says he shouldn't. We'll probably agree. And Waldrum scrambles the ball out. Demelmunch too. Oh, a bit of a mix-up behind the scene. Jason Carwell, can he find Jose Aguirre? Out on the left side, tries to go in, then out. A quick line out gone wrong. Messam, quality ball player. Tutanui with the ball and all tackle. Wepu arrives late. Has a look back down the left-hand side. The ball was there to be caught.
Now it's Australian A's turn to be under pressure, isn't it? Wasn't a great clearance from New Zealand Māori from the restart, but they got it down there, and then it was, I'm not sure who threw it in. I think it was Awani, and then Drew Mitchell had a brain explosion there, because gold certainly doesn't look like black. And Jose Aguirre, and then there's a pass here from Piri Wepu again. He put it across about 3 or 4 guys, and only one guy needed to be aware that the ball was coming to him, and there were holes there. Just surprise him a wee bit, hence the knock on. But you know, you'll see some pressure on the Aussie A scrum now. Seems to be the Australians A's that are struggling a wee bit now.
Doesn't find touch. Jose Aguirre gets it inside. Sweeney goes right, then left, caught on the ground. Demelmunch with the pick and go. Gets away from a couple of tacklers. Does well, the hooker. Wepu. Second man play for Callum Bruce. Now Messam off the right foot step. Lines up the goal line, and the captain through next to the post. And a valuable contribution from de Malmonch. And then a very selective ball for Wepu. And some good passing out wide.
Well, it's the key, Ken. Around the ruck area, we saw Tanura Latimer's try, and we've seen Ella de Malmonch make some great yards. Piri Wepu up. This game is made for Piri Wepu. Lovely ball from Cullen Bruce. I thought Liam Messam had messed it up there, but he knew better. He saw the hole, and he was gone. And this has come about from little snipes around the ruck area. Ella de Malmonch and Piri Wepu created this try, and Morgan Tiranui wrong-footed. Liam Messam, he does play like a back a lot of times, and that's a great fillip from New Zealand Māori. And they've been scrapping for the first 20 minutes, and now they're into it, and it's very, very, very good try.
Wepu doing the goal kicking today. And of course, Messam, he's got number 8 on his back, but he would be just at home with number 13 on his back, such as his talent and his ability. Wepu makes good with the conversion. So now 14 points to 7. And a lot of experience in sevens, Messam. He can run in space. He's big, strong, aggressive enough to handle himself in traffic, and very skillful.
Very comfortable on the ball, be it around the ruck area or out in the open as we saw there. But don't be surprised for the Māoris to have more snipes around that ruck area, because the Australian A defence at present is very, very weak around that area.
So it's been definitely a heavyweight contest. 2 tries to 1.